Welcome to the In Season podcast, rated R for language.
None of us are doctors or neurologists. The things you're about to hear are opinions of people living with epilepsy or seizures. These are firsthand experiences. Epilepsy can cause speech problems, and the medications are hard to pronounce. So please bear with me.
Epilepsy can cause bad memory, so some stories will be repeated. I'm Pookie. Get ready. What's your best response to so what?
Usually that's my daughter saying that, so first response is to slap the shit out of her. But got to think about that and try to talk about it sensibly.
I like your first response.
Me too. My response to so what is walk away and be in my head about it. I'm not too confrontational. I might piss you off by walking away, like something that's going to make you mad without me saying anything. Turn around making U-turns. Some people, they expect you to respond to that, and I just be like, all right, okay.
I don't care. So I would say, that's nice. Or I don't give a shit and walk away.
There you go. That's how you handle it like a grown-up.
Hey,
I
Toaster, how you
walked into
doing?
something.
You hear the
Hi, Toaster.
question?
No, I didn't.
All right, get ready for this one. It's a good one.
The icebreaker question is, what's your response when someone says, so what?
Oh, it's a question beforehand.
I don't know, whatever you're talking about, and then they just answer, so what?
Okay, it really depends on what we were talking about before.
Something you want to talk about.
Okay, like I'm trying to tell you something important about my life and you say, so what?
Yes, for the purpose of this question, absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to be honest and I'd say, okay, I'll try again later.
Love all these non-confrontational answers.
Well, that's just me. I haven't grown my spine yet.
I haven't grown my spine yet.
I am impressed by people who have spines, and it's like I imagine I can do this. I can do that. I can't. I fold.
Right. It's an
you
August
can't look
thing.
at you can't hate on yourself for not picking a fight. It's really not always the best solution.
That is very, very true. I mean, if you saw my rant last night while the football game was going on, I do have strong opinions about things.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. It's like some people, how they just get back and say things and respond. I'll be like, oh, I can't say that. But I can see myself saying that.
If it blurts out of my mouth and shit happens.
And
I
then
have
when
no
I imagine
filter.
myself saying it in the person's face.
As Jeff says, filters belong in cigarettes.
That's a good one.
Okay, we can move forward.
If they say so what to something that you're telling them, they're not important enough to react to. That's all.
We could turn our back like Annie would.
Turn your back
Exactly.
and walk away.
Yeah.
And that's right where you jumped in when I was acknowledging that's a adult thing to do.
Yeah, that was the icebreaker. Okay, got one now. It says, am I selfish? I've been having seizures for like 10 years now. It's difficult to pinpoint. Around 3 years ago, I decided to go to a neurologist because my friends were very concerned about my episodes that looked like epilepsy. Long story short, the doctor was rude, but I let it slide, gave me Keppra, which my body didn't respond to nicely, up the dose, then went on and off because the meds were making me mental health go crazy. Took a bunch of MRIs and 48-hour EEG. That was very uncomfortable and still don't know what I have or how to fix it. Both results were clean. Right now, I've given up, paused to find treatment. As of right now, the whole experience was a bit traumatizing. Put my life on pause for a while, always staying in my home, but now I want to go try and live a normal life. Normal is in quotes. I want to go out more, go to school, go get a job, even drive. The driving part is one thing everyone is against. I just started driving too for the first time, so I'm very new to it as well. I'm extra cautious and aware of the risk. I'm just don't want to bed rot for the rest of my life, as I feel I am disabled. Person says, are they selfish? The part where you want to drive, that is kind of selfish. You're not giving someone else an opportunity, and you just learn how to drive, and then you want to drive while you have epilepsy. The slightest mistake could stress you out, and there it goes. Someone else's life in no one's hands because you decided to be selfish.
You run over a 7-year-old kid and drag him 3 blocks down the street, and then he has epilepsy.
Or worse, he's not even here anymore. Kate, how you feel about that one?
Exactly the same. I mean, selfish really pinpoints the actions there, not thinking it through from anybody else's perspective, except their own.
I have something else to add. I think I got stuck on the driving part. But the rest of it, I understand. Yeah, you don't want to bed rot, as they say. It's going to be hard finding out what you can do to have that normal life. Normal is going to be completely different now. And another thing, Capra, not every it's the starter medication. It's the starter medication. Don't be afraid to shop for a medication that will work for you. And when it does end up time, that I hope you are controlled enough that you can drive. Your neurologist will let you know.
And if you don't get the vibe that your neurologist is on your side, shop for a new one of those too.
First comment says, crazy how all the comments saying you shouldn't drive keep disappearing. Someone said, incredibly selfish. I've been without driver's license for 4 or 5 years. It sucks a lot, especially living in the country, because I can't walk anywhere either. But suck it up, because my desire to feel independent and social doesn't override everyone else's desire to be safe on the road.
Yeah, embracing the new normal is definitely a theme that takes the longest to get used to.
Someone says, if you're not having driving episodes, you should be fine. I wouldn't suggest that to anyone.
No. Nobody has a timeline of their episodes.
Boyfriend doesn't take medication. Hi, I'm just looking for advice. 27-year-old boyfriend. I'm 26-year-old female of 4 years has epilepsy. He has had seizures only early 2019, and medication compliance has been an ongoing issue and has caused a strain in our relationship. It started as a nocturnal seizures, and they seem to be controlled by Kepler. Earlier this year, I gave up on hassling him to take his medication and decided to stop taking it, and went without meds for about 4 months and had a really bad grand mal while awake in August. He has started back taking his medication, but isn't consistent. He had a bad nocturnal seizure last week that caused him to fall out of bed, hit his head, hit his body on surrounding furniture. He's fine now, by the way. I moved the furniture out of the way in time not to cause any serious injuries. When I try and talk to him about this medication as prescribed, he shuts down for some advice. He shuts down and has called me controlling in the past. I'm looking for some advice about how to approach him on his medication compliance and support him more. I think he may still be in denial about having epilepsy and don't know how to support him through this. By the way, I'm the only person that actually has witnessed seizures besides the one he was actually awake for. His brother's girlfriend was with him and seems to be the only one that understands how scary it is. It has caused a lot of anxiety, and I feel like he thinks I'm overreacting. Am I overreacting, or the overbearing girlfriend? No.
No, you're not being overbearing. It sounds like you got to figure out how to talk to that one.
Yeah, you want him to be safe.
Yeah, would he be more likely to respond to a suggestion of what to do next time, or start the conversation by not necessarily addressing the epilepsy, but something else you guys can do now?
Epilepsy affects everyone you live with and love. That includes our caretakers. And it sounds like this is early on in their path. And that means he is learning his new normal. And so he might be feeling, oh my God, all my freedoms are going away.
Or he's probably testing.
I can't even go into the shower by myself without someone saying, Marco. Actually, I love that. I think it's funny.
But at 20-something, realizing that he might need a caretaker?
Yeah, it's gonna
harsh.
be tough. It's hard road on you too as the caretaker, because you're watching someone who was bright and vibrant and just turning into someone new.
I say
therapy. Always therapy.
Lufa's pretty young, and she got her head on straight. She's wrapped around this.
But she's the exception.
Lufa is the pirate queen. She is. Lufa's still gone down a long, hard road for one so young.
Yes, I think it's safe to say she's the exception.
Yeah, she's got her head wrapped around it early, which is really good because.
And then we have our old farts like Jeff. I'm poking at you, who've just been dealing with life for so long. They're like, "Are you?" He's probably laughing at the dumb young people a lot.
I hope so.
First comment says, I refuse to take my medication. Gorgeous years, hoping they would just stop, and got milder, less frequent, etc. Big mistake. I couldn't admit I had epilepsy, was keeping it a secret because I was ashamed. And then I wasted many years of my life missing out on events. The right to drive, making friendships, and all kinds of stuff. I got on medication, Keppra, have been seizure-free for 4 years. Keppra is hard, and the side effects get worse if you don't sleep well or overwork yourself. I've changed my whole life and accepted the side effects because I love to drive a little, just to the grocery store, shop, and like to events, even though I have to leave early. It's the condition I have, and I want to be the best out of this life. That person is suggesting driving because they're doing good. I don't suggest driving. It's not everyone's stuff is the same. Someone said you need to explain to him at a seizure can flat out kill him. Status epilepticus. Look that up. He can also seriously hurt himself and die because of head injury. It is the top killer of us all with epilepsy. He takes baths. A lot of people drown taking baths. I don't want to sound mean, but if someone has a chance of controlling their epilepsy with medication, they should take it. Mine is not controlled with medication, and that makes me jealous.
So status epilepticus, it sounds like, is what precedes SUDEP, a serious neurological emergency that occurs when seizures last a long time or happen in close succession without recovery in between. So that's that 5 minutes or more or back to back is status epilepticus.
He's not taking the medication. Let's see who else has something to say about it. Someone says, maybe he should look into different medications. I used to take Keppra, but I don't anymore. Or someone said if he doesn't start taking his meds, he's going to be taught a really difficult lesson in an extremely tough way. Non-compliance is a hard issue, and we can't always make people take their medication. He sounds like a hard-headed individual who might have to be taught compliance by life or epilepsy, kicking them in the balls really, really, really hard. If he has a sensitive side towards you, then maybe explaining how difficult his seizures are on you could help. Explain what's it like to watch you and care for you while you're still postictal. Yeah, tell him how hard it is on you. He can't take how hard it is on you. At least try, you know.
That's a shame, though, to hear when I mean, sometimes newly diagnosed patients, but a lot of people just won't even accept help when they have, the caretakers and loved ones surrounding them wanting to do something, help them somehow, adapt to this new normal. But sometimes the patients take longer than the loved ones, for sure.
Hey, Jeff, you ever get hair in your mouth when you shave?
Sorry about that. I don't really shave. My wife trims it with an electric thing, or I get it trimmed when I go for a haircut.
That's love.
Oh, do you make the dad joke? Oh, you got your haircut. Yeah, this one.
No, I say I got my hairs cut. And if somebody says you got a haircut, I'll say to them, really, which hair?
All right, I can move on to this one. Says coworker keeps comparing her narcolepsy to my intractable epilepsy. Hey guys, I work at a hospital in the dietary department. I have a coworker that was recently diagnosed with narcolepsy. Most of the department knows I have epilepsy. I don't talk about it much because it's none of their business, but a coworker has started to tell everyone that will listen that we're Lepsy twins. I hate this. I'm not trying to discount the impact of her narcolepsy, but do you guys think it's fair? It's a fair comparison. She doesn't have to take any meds. I take over a dozen pills a day. She can drive. I haven't had a license in years. She requires one doctor to treat her. I have a team of doctors because things are complicated with my epilepsy. Having her skull drilled into over 16 times with an added craniotomy isn't something she'll have to worry about with narcolepsy. I'm coming up on my 1 year anniversary of surgery. These conditions are not comparable, right? Plus, I feel like she said the president that they're both the same condition or have the same effects. From what she describes, she's sleepy a lot, so every epileptic dealing with seizures and a cocktail of meds. So she said, so is everyone else that's an epileptic dealing with seizures and a cocktail of meds. I'm sick of her and I don't appreciate her telling all the coworkers anything about my epilepsy. She can talk about her narcolepsy until the cows come home, but leave my name and condition the fuck out of your mouth. Am I right? Or am I just being sensitive? You have the right to tell somebody they're not making you feel right because they're acting like they one up you. I've had people do that, try to one up me and me tell them, I'm doing this. And they like, oh, no, well, I've had this back pain for 10, 15 years. And I've been dealing with epilepsy for 20 years. And they always just try to one up you and move the goalpost. Like, well, I had it for 20 years. Well, my cousin had this, so it's in my genes. I'm trying to make everything seem so much worse. Like, you don't have to be in worse pain than me. Just, yeah.
So you were saying hi, or you wanted to speak up?
Hi, Joy. And the I get it. I get the one-upman thing. That but the normal, someone finds out I have epilepsy and they start going on about their arthritis pain. I understand it. I think they're just trying to make a connection to me. But when but there is a difference between trying to make a connection and there's a certain level that is just like, okay, this is becoming uncomfortable. I mean, I will admit I found Lepsy twins kind of cute, but if your Lepsy twin is not comfortable with being called that,
Yeah.
Not to
Yeah,
mention,
she's like,
lepsy is just a suffix. That sounds like a grammatical semantics thing to me. I mean, lepsy in narcolepsy means attack, and that's obviously an attack of sleep,
yeah, and
and
she
that's a
also said,
whole lot different.
she said she doesn't want to talk about it with the staff. She's like, they already know I have it. We're not going to talk about it. This person keeps bringing it up because they're new to it. I assume that's how someone new to epilepsy would be. They're talking about it. They're learning more about it. Then they figure out the people they're talking to doesn't care that they're talking about it. I'm sorry. I'm just throwing out trauma. Yeah.
I think my family has a little bit of a reputation around this hotel already.
Yeah. Hey, Jocelyn, how you doing today? Love your hair.
Hi, yes, thanks. Ponytail. Yeah, I'm doing well today. My cat wants a treat, so she's petting me with her claws. No, I'm doing well.
Subtle.
Tired, so I'll have to take a nap.
Okay. The icebreaker today. The icebreaker today was, come on, Kate. I know you remember it. Somebody. What was it?
The icebreaker was it the turn your back thing? Something about
No, it
would
was one
you
before that.
what do you say to a person who takes something that you're trying to like share, like really important with you, and they say, whatever,
yes, so
Basically,
what?
so
what do
what?
you say when a person responds, so what, when you're talking?
Yes. Teamwork.
Well, I think I just butt back in and say, listen to me. I think before I went through this past year, I would have just sat back and I would have just let them ignore me. But with the traumatic year I've had, I'm different now, and I'll speak up for myself now.
Great.
But I'm different now.
We love hearing that.
Toaster,
Yeah,
you hear that? She steps up. She has the backbone we don't have, Toaster.
I'm different now, and I've identified that. I mean, I'm definitely a lot more sarcastic, but I will stand up for myself now. I like that. But I've had a very traumatic year. So,
Gotcha. Um,
So learning from it makes you
You're
an
here
even
if you
better
ever
person.
want a trauma dump.
yeah,
right.
and the thing is, I think that I don't know, but I know that for me, I've had positive things come out of my trauma. Maybe from other people, they have negative things come out of trauma and they kind of collapse. I'm grateful that for me, I've had positive things come out. I know that for me, I had a lot of therapy in my 30s, and I recognized that when I was going through the hell, my therapeutic tools helped me. And I definitely know that my humor helped me. It helped me a lot, a lot. But the therapeutic tools really helped me. I was not going through therapy through all of this, but I pulled out some of the therapy a lot. But the humor helped me a lot. I really do think that my sense of humor really is the key of what got me through this.
There you go. Like Toaster said, if you laugh, you don't cry. No, if you don't laugh, you cry. Can't even read.
Laugh to cope. A lot of people laugh to cope.
There you go.
Good way of coping. We got a new one though. It says, first of all, finding this group has been such a help to me. I'm grateful for everyone's contributions. I take Keppra and find my energy levels fluctuate wildly. At the beginning, I was tired all the time. Now the soul snapping, snow sapping, full body and mind exhaustion comes and goes. I have a demanding job, and when the bad days come. For instance, no seizures, but lots of side effects. I just don't know what to do. I'm sure the answer is no, but does anyone else experience this? Have any hacks for keeping going when your body and your brain just curl up and go to sleep? I may or may not have an urgent work deadline today. Thank you. How you keep going when your reserves are empty was the question. If you're at work, I don't know. But when I'm at home, I give in to the being tired. I don't mind. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm here. I'm not doing anything. Give in.
I have to butt in because I learned this lesson last week, and I'm sorry to just butt in. Someone else had their hand up, but
Go ahead.
I mean, last week I learned that I have to listen to my body. And now, granted, I'm self-employed, but I have work deadlines coming up, and I have deadlines, and we all have deadlines. We all have things that we have to do. We have bosses, we have things, but I was exhausted last Friday. I tried taking a nap. I didn't. I could have, and I didn't take a nap. And then I had friends come over and I stayed up till 2 in the morning. I had alcohol, things that I've heard from you guys that we shouldn't do as epileptics. I had a lot of fun doing it. I stayed up till 2 in the morning. I had a blast. And then as I was going up the stairs, I had an aura. I was on stair 3 out of 12, and I chose to go up the stairs instead of down the stairs. I was an idiot. I should have gone down the stairs and laid down in the lazy girl chair. I didn't. I went up the stairs. The stairs are the danger zone for us. I went up the stairs and I evaluated myself. I didn't feel any other signs, but then I sat at the edge of the bed at the stool and I'm like, I still feel fine, but I'm going to put my pajamas on instead of laying in bed. And then I put the pajamas on and then laid in bed. But the whole time I was worried that I was going to have a seizure. And so, like, so that was what that's the lesson is like, I should, the lesson is that I took the day off from work instead of, I took the day off from work to rest, right? That is what I think that we should do is I was exhausted and I laid in bed and I rested. And that's what I think that we should do is we should listen to our bodies. Now, the stupid thing I did was that I had a little bit of a party with two friends, but I was also resting and I wasn't working because that's what my body told me to do, right? But that's what I think the answer is that I rested. I rested and I don't know what this person can do about going to work, but do you have sick days? If you have a work deadline, I don't know. Yesterday, I felt exhausted again. And so I had a to-do list and I did the two things that I absolutely had to do. I had promised two things to people out of the seven things I put myself on my to-do list. I did the two things that I had promised to do, and then I took the day off. And I'm still tired today, but I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to work. So that's my answer is I think that we need to listen to our bodies. And I'm going to work tomorrow. I don't believe in working on the weekends, but I personally have to. And we all have to choose what we can do. And I think that we need to listen to our bodies. I think that, I mean, I'm learning what it's like to be epileptic, but I think that we have to rest and we have to get sleep. And you guys will tell me what the answer is, but I think that that might be what we have to do.
That is brilliant. That is like the
You
drawn out definition of balance.
you think you got it. And you got it. I think you got it.
Yeah.
You
Sometimes
balance.
still pushing the boundaries a little bit, even though you've heard
Hey,
that it might be a little risky. It's worth your happiness. And you're
yeah.
still being careful. If anything, partying had guests over that would have been present just in case. So you could look at it that way too.
Well, and I looked it
Well,
up, and the fact that the aura didn't turn into a seizure meant that the seizure medicine was working. I didn't have my emergency medicine with me because the chain I had wasn't long enough. So I'm working now. I have it. Now I have my poison pill locket and I can wear it and I can have the seizure I can have my emergency medicine with me at all times. So that's the extra step I have is the poison pill locket. So my Klonopin can be with me at all times.
That's a great idea.
Hey, Twisted.
How you doing,
Anything else?
Twisted?
Okay.
Good.
The icebreaker question today is, what do you do when someone's response to what you're saying is, so what?
So what?
Yeah.
Elaborate.
When you're talking and basically someone says, I don't care.
Like if you're talking about something really important to you, like how you're trying to communicate, hey, look, I'm not feeling best right now. I'm feeling sparky, or I'm feeling floppy fish, whichever term we're using today.
They can come back to you.
Fuck you.
There you go. This could work in a lot of contexts.
Right. I got something else here. It says, is staying on the same medication worth the decrease in my quality of life?
Thank
This
you.
text to my fiance explains everything. I'm torn between changing medication whilst I don't have any obvious side effects like a rash, ulcers, or worsening seizures. I do get the other side effects like lethargy, exhaustion, major irritability, and bouts of depression. But I wonder if it's better to just live with this, even though it decreases my quality of life and puts a strain on our relationship because my epilepsy is controlled. And since my seizures are on the severe end, I think they should have put isn't controlled then. And since my seizures are on a severe end and I could die or become mentally retarded, isn't it, in the grand scheme fits of things, a small price to pay? That was her text to her fiance. Now she's saying, I want to cry all the time, but at least I can wipe my own nose, right? Am I being too ungrateful? Does anyone else deal like this? I'm in my mid-20s. I take lamotrigine, 100 milligrams 2 times a day, been on medication for 8 years with no seizures, never tried anything else.
Don't be
Settle.
retarded.
Yeah, the person says, does anyone else deal with this? And is the person being ungrateful?
Yes.
A little bit, you think?
Yes.
Let's go to the comments. Oh. A neurodiagnostics tech answered this. It says, is the neurologist an epileptologist? They would be the best to talk to in this case. They specialize in seizures, so they have more knowledge about all the ins and outs of epilepsy and could give you some great alternatives if there are any. Someone else says, talk to your doctor. I would suggest trying other medications. My son tried 5. They all worked, but due to side effects, we kept trying a better fit until we found one. It's not perfect, but the side effects are minor and tolerable.
Oh, because what they told me that the epilepsy told me, guys, that we can't make references to drugs anymore. Diagnosis or what else?
Well, this is ringing the bell of that so what icebreaker, and I like your answer right about now. So that's where I'm at with that now. Toaster was asking about the side effects on lamotrigine, and I'm seeing, first of all, it's this is one of those that's prescribed for seizures and bipolar. So the ones that are prescribed for psychiatric conditions is always kind of a red flag because they tend to be more downers than ever a stimulant. Vomiting, tremors, nausea, drowsiness, chest pain, diplopia, and blurred vision. So they have some ophthalmologic, whatever that word is for eyes.
Ophthalmological.
Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely one that this I feel like whoever posted this shouldn't settle. Another one maybe at the beginning of their journey. She's obviously still young, or he or whoever posted it, and they definitely shouldn't settle. There's plenty of medications out there. If this is not the right one, or maybe just not the right dose, maybe you're not taking it at the right time of day. Some slight changes do make a big difference.
I mean, it makes me hopeful that lamotrigine, she says she hasn't had a seizure in 8 years. That in itself is a victory. And so, yeah, it's entirely possible that something like Breviac or well, no, I'm not giving suggestions of actual medications. I think something else sparked in my brain.
Want to just go with AEDs or some blanket statement?
Yeah.
For
So, and I'm agreeing with you.
For lamotrigine, for me, the worst thing is the insomnia. I've started with the B12, shout out to Nature's Made, but that takes away the fatigue. Other than that, the insomnia is the worst. Yeah, can you imagine just got to smoke till you go to sleep? I mean, as fun as it is, I'm wasting weed.
That wasting money, yes.
Wouldn't say it's a waste of money.
Wednesday is a waste of money? What happens Wednesday?
I wouldn't say it was a waste of money.
Okay.
Huh?
I don't know what happened Wednesday.
Jocelyn, do you have something? Oh. I'll move forward.
No, that was a misunderstanding. He said he wouldn't say it's a waste of weed, not Wednesday is a waste of weed. That was funny.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't say that's a waste of weed. As long as you're getting high.
There's no such thing as a waste.
Wait until
you try money in a wallet. That's why I only do it during certain times per week. But it's only honestly Tuesdays and Fridays are now the only day. I'm proud of myself.
Me too.
For you guys.
Hey,
so you get all no filters.
Lufa, the icebreaker today is, what do you say when somebody responds, so what?
A rock star, I got my rock moves. I don't need you, and guess what? Having more fun, and now that you're done, I gotta show you tonight. I'm alright. Is that what the question? So what?
When somebody answers basically, I don't care.
When they say so what?
Yeah.
With Pink. What Pink said, I'm still a rock star and I got my rock moves. And I don't
do it again. Do it again.
Hey, Court.
Hippo.
You there, Court? Oh, it says connecting audio.
Yes.
Hey, Court.
Hi.
The icebreaker today is, what do you say when someone responds, "So what?"
I just stare at them.
Oh,
I'm more of a walk away, less confrontational. Just walk away.
I just stare. I'm working on my confrontation. I'm retiring for being confrontational. I'm being a
Good,
better
good. I hope
Edge.
it's,
So
I'm
this
being
is like your step 2 at a
hoping that
it's
works
better
for
me
you.
saying the fuck. So just
there you go.
see, I'm growing, guys.
That's brilliant.
I've grown a lot.
you
I
and
don't
me
need to
both.
I don't need to waste energy.
Exactly.
Y'all, I just yes. My dad and I were talking about that earlier. Y'all know about Texas barbecue, about people waiting in line and stuff to eat it. Have you
Texas
heard about
barbecue? No.
our culturally Texas barbecue? If there's a place really good, it's small, so you have to basically wait in line to get it. And let's say it don't open till 11, the line will start at 8. So yes, I'll send y'all videos about it. Is Toaster in here? I'm sorry, I'm Zoom on my mobile.
Yes, Toaster's here.
Toaster, listen, okay.
I'm here.
My dad and I were in the car, and there was this man. He picked his nose, Toaster. He ate the booger. I'm like, my mouth dropped, and I was like, I'm gonna have to run in this room and tell. So this is why I'm here to tell you I saw a grown ass man eat his booger. Okay, y'all, I'm done.
It happens. I
It
think there was
happens.
I
I
think
asked
there
was
was
at
a
his
perc-
Of that
appetizer.
70% eat them
I think
as
there's a
adults.
certain percent of people who pick their nose who actually eat it. I forgot. We came across that question.
Yeah, it was a bird walker. I
It's a
Y'all,
used
high
he
to work
ate
percentage.
at
it.
a museum.
I don't want to be alone in this, y'all. He ate it. It got stuck on his lip, and he licked it and to make sure it got in his mouth. I'm sorry. I refuse to be the only person who witnessed this, and not. I'm fucking. I'm traumatizing y'all with me. I'm
Trauma
sorry.
dump. Please get this off your chest. You do not deserve to suffer with
Yeah,
that unseeable sight.
I need to see your facial expression with this because this is crazy. Let me see that facial expression. Corey, what's
I'm in
going on over there?
bed. I'm in bed with my
Imagine.
bunny cap on, listening to 2000s Southern rap, y'all. Y'all hear Ludacris in the background?
Nope.
Okay.
This thing, it
Sorry.
pretty much has a good background noise to take out for a lot of people.
Oh,
Come to
y'all
find
are
out.
fancy. I'm
Um,
fancy. Okay, I might get up and sit up. Hold on. BRB.
BRB.
okay. We'll move forward. Somebody says, I'd rather my epilepsy take me than doing it myself. I haven't posted on here in a while, but these past few years, I just feel like my medication is just affecting my mental health. I feel down all the time, and sometimes I just don't even want to do things I used to like to do now. I really feel isolated from life lately and this condition. And it's really coming it's really coming to a point where I will just stop my meds cold turkey and let the epilepsy make me rest in peace. I really can't take it anymore, even though it's been 5 years since I have been seizure free. I just haven't felt I haven't felt life myself these past 5 years of being seizure free. I really can't take it anymore. I'm crying while writing this because life won't get any better for me. I just want better. I just want better life for myself than feeling isolated all the time. It should have been took my life a long time ago. I don't want to live this life anymore. Can someone help me? Don't do it. Take your medication. Um, I'm not gonna say it sounds like a female, but some advice from you ladies. Take your pills. I suggest that. Take your pills. Don't give up like that. Um, Not saying I haven't been there because I thought about it. Yeah.
This is one of those where you would expect them to have a plan in place. Hopefully, this is like the one and only time. But whenever you start feeling this way, you would want to have a number to call, somebody to talk to you in real time about what to remember as reasons not to do it. Somebody else asked this question here. Do you dream during a seizure? I've had a grand mal seizure, and while being unconscious, I dreamt that my father slept next to me snoring. When I came back to consciousness, I realized that I was the one snoring. I personally don't remember anything ever. So even dreams when I'm not seizing. What do you say, Toaster?
Hallucinatory auras are a thing. I know, I used to have them. Used to. Haven't had one since my resection. Thank fucking God. I would hear the sound of the ocean and hear saying, the taco man is coming. And then a woman would appear. This is the normal one. I had a few others, like my mom in the kimono. But then a woman would appear, and it's always the same woman. She had white hair, cropped right there. She'd be wearing a pinstripe suit, and she'd just be smiling. I saw the lady in the pinstripe suit. Get down, I'm going to be doing the floppy fish. It's actually, I really wasn't floppy. I was so rigid, it was more like popping my shoulder out of the placement, but still, it not. I hated those. I'd rather just go into the damn seizure, not remember it. Twisted series in her.
Hey, Twisted, go ahead.
Has anybody dreamed of the ocean per se? Between being in the hospital and being at home?
That sounds like when you see the ocean, it's a pregnancy vision.
I know.
Or do you mean like do you mean the actual sea, the waves coming in,
yes,
breathing down the shores? Because I would hear the ocean.
I had a vision. Lower hand.
Oh no, you're good. I don't know how to turn that off.
I can see you, James. Hold on one second. I haven't experienced that, Twisted. But you can keep going so I can understand what you're talking about.
I had a dream multiple dreams that I was in the ocean. Where the waves didn't move.
Black tide?
Low tide.
Oh, slack tide is like when it's in between the two tides, and it's just the waves are just so calm. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'll shut up while you're trying to describe it.
But it suddenly kept on going where as far as you can see, and it wouldn't end.
Sounds like you might have, the water was coming in, like the tide's coming in, and you just standing there.
Yes, I guess.
Yeah, that sounds like, yeah. I understand what you mean. I haven't experienced that, but I've been in some water when the tide came in, and it isn't fun. Also, we got James here. Hey, James, how you doing today? But yeah, twisted when the person was saying that they were that last question I'm just going through, where the person said they were seizure free for 5 years, and they're tired of it. Basically, you're the only person I know who hasn't had seizures for you seizure free for now. So, how does that feel after years? Do you just want to give up on taking those meds?
I know.
No.
I'm pretty used to it now because I'm only taking three, and one rescue med. Oh.
Yeah, that person said they're tired of taking pills and the side effects. And you're the only person I know seizure free that's not tired of the side effects yet.
Was what's your rescue med? Clonazepam.
That's what I have. Have you had to take yours yet?
Yes.
And is yours the kind that dissolves under the tongue? Mine is.
Let me show you.
Mine's just a little pill, and I would just put it under my tongue and it would dissolve.
I take that too. I only take half of the 0.5, so 0.25. How much do you
Yeah,
take?
I think that's what mine is, 0.25. I had taken it before for anxiety, oh man,
Yeah,
maybe
it's full
like
on a pinch
10 times in my lifetime. And it had helped for anxiety. Like I would take it and it would just like really just calm me down. But I was always really scared to take it very much because I don't want to get addicted.
Yes, I heard you get hyper dependent, like for sure. I'll probably take it maybe, I'd say once out of every 6 weeks. Um, I took it today because,
Are we talking about clonazepam?
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
Klonopin, Klonopin,
I
higher.
take,
Yeah.
yeah, I take Klonopin every day, twice a day. I take
Yeah,
one.
I mean,
I take a milligram in the morning and 0.5 at night.
I think it's a great tool for anxiety, and I think that
Well, I
if
use it
if
for my
it,
seizures.
oh yeah, when they told me that it was an anti-seizure emergency med, I was like, great. I've taken it before. Sign me up.
Take one
I took one
tablet
today.
by mouth.
It's
Blah, blah, blah.
it's not like the worst if you have like myoclonic seizures specifically. It's not the worst to take. Um uh it's it's what works for me. If I didn't have that, then I'd have to probably get surgery, and I don't want to do that. So,
Now, have they spoken with you about long-term side effects?
um, no, but I know the long-term side effects. The addiction part, that's hippo. The addiction part, I wouldn't say that I'm addicted like mentally. Uh, my body though does need it in order
The
to
dependency.
like
I'm
my
not talking about dependency.
like myoclonic tics. I need it in order to not have those seizures. But even before taking that, the myoclonic tics were so bad that I was bedbound. So with the Klonopin, it has completely changed my life around. So
Good. Well,
think
I'm very happy to hear that.
I think it's definitely different for every case and every
Yeah.
it's different for the type of epilepsy that you have.
Yes, I'm sure. And I'm not a doctor. I want to say I'm not a doctor, and everything is different for everyone. But have they talked with you about long-term side effects of other things? Because I think it's a benzo.
It is a benzo. Yeah.
Okay. Have you-
It's I mean, I personally am not concerned.
Okay.
My
Okay.
body has taken very well to it.
Good. It
I've
sounds like it.
Yeah, I've had DNA testing for
Okay,
what
good,
medications my body responds to, and that
good,
the 5 medications. So,
good.
um, it works really well for me, and right now it's working, and I can only pray that it continues to work. And if
I
anything in the
agree.
future needs to change, then that'll happen in the future.
Yeah.
But right now, it works
No,
perfectly fine.
I agree, and we all need to take stuff that works for each of us. I just wanted to make sure you were aware of what benzos can possibly do to our
Oh yeah,
brains in the
I've been
future.
I've been on it for like 5 years.
Yeah,
Um, 4 years, 3 years,
yeah. No, and it
something like
sounds like
that.
it's working really, really well for you, and I don't want to discourage you from using it. That's not my intention. I just wanted, I'm 47 and you're very young, and I'm assuming, but I just wanted to make sure that you were just aware of benzos and
Yeah, no,
potential long-term side effects. That's all.
I
I'm not a doctor.
it's a lot. I find that Klonopin's a lot less aggressive than other benzos.
I think it is. I'm not a doctor, but I agree. I think so. And I
Been on.
think it's a nice medicine for us.
Yeah, it's not. It's very proactive. If you need it
Mhm.
uh as needed, it's a great one. And if
I
you need
agree.
it, if it's like my case where it's needed every day, then it's a good last resort medication to do every day.
I agree. And I thought it was pretty hilarious in my case when, uh, anyways, they were very reluctant to give it to me. And then all of a sudden, they're like, oh, you need to go on Klonopin. And I'm like, oh, all of a sudden, anyways, they're very reluctant to give Klonopin out. And then all of a sudden, you become epileptic. And they're like, oh, how much Klonopin? They're like, take it every day. So I've always liked Klonopin as a drug for anxiety, and they're very reluctant to give it to anyone. And but I think it's a nice drug for people who need it. So
So were you guys all advised that it's just not one of those long-term intended?
they gave me zero advice about anything.
That's what
When
I'm
I
trying to
was
figure out if
prescribed it,
anybody's ever
they
told.
told me nothing about long-term side effects. I learned this myself, honestly, because of Oprah. That little blurb where she was like talking to a doctor and they told her about the long-term side effects of benzos and she was like, "Wait, what?" Because she's obviously I'm sorry. We don't know anything about Oprah, but
I told my doctor and she assigned it to me because I was like, I'm scared of those, right? She was like, yeah, but I feel like you're gonna, she's like, just enough to control what you're doing. And so I had half of some today because I was out in the heat. But we were talking Tuesday, I found out I have a whole nother diagnosis that might actually be causing my complex partial seizures. So, women, look into idiopathic intracranial hypertension, FYI, if you have a complex partial seizures.
yes,
So,
they thought that I had that um before when I had my CSF leak and I had none of the signs, none of the headaches. And I'm sorry, were you done? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. They thought that I had that, and there's some signs of it, which are some headaches. And what I learned is that one of the things they're learning about IHH is that it's more prevalent in women over men, and it's more prevalent in overweight people, and that can be just 20 pounds overweight. So they looked at me as a woman and they looked at me as an obese woman and I think the doctors thought, you're an obese woman, you have IHH, even though I had no signs of it. I didn't have any headaches. I had headaches from grinding my teeth. And so I didn't think I had it, and I don't. They tested my pressure in the dura the inter the so I don't have it. And I thought that was so interesting that I don't have
I
it.
don't know. They say I have a benign version of it because they say mine isn't effective enough. So I don't know. Like I grew up in like a super fitness family. And then when I kind of got epilepsy, I can't work out like I used to. But the things they were describing, I've had happen to me for most of my life. So I was like, I may have had all this my life, except for when I got under stress. That's on my theory because I have like right temporal lobe seizures, and I always feel like there's let like water builds up over here, and um, like I used to even sleep on a certain side, and I never thought anything of it. Or like if I bend my head over forward, it goes like the pressure like moves up. So I think it's something. I know women who aren't like, yeah, they assume because it's, size is a factor, but I don't know anymore. I think it's a pituitary thing problem, and it's something with your sella. I think it's a hormone issue. Like if it's weights, mostly women, age range, boom, that's perimenopausal menstruating women, right? So we'll see. We'll see.
You know, and
Maybe
I don't,
lumbar?
because they were testing me prior to my up the, the brain up the nose surgery. What I didn't research whether they can test your IHH pressure without, they tested mine with kind of like a spinal tap. I don't know if did they test your pressure?
Yeah, they said so the doctor was just like, hey, like we ran your the lumbar puncture, and they said, oh, I would have said you were safe at 25, but you only had 26. And I was like, they were like, it's not real. He was like, you don't even have to take the water pill. Like, it's just a wait and see kind of thing. So what I've done, and I was talking to Annie about this, and I, like I said, annoying the science girl here. I've been doing vagus nerve stuff, and like a lot of things are starting to change. A lot of things, a lot of things. Like I'm calmer, my anxiety's lower, which I think stress is a huge factor on our epilepsy.
Yes.
I take cold showers now, and I used to have my showers black, like hot as hell. If anything, I'm a demon, y'all, because my hair used to be shit. Shit used to be hot. And so what I ended up doing, I turned it down because they're like, yeah, you having your showers that hot is equivalent to your brain trying to figure out a fever. That's all I needed to read. So hot
Oh,
shower.
okay.
So when you refer to vagus nerve stuff, you're not referring to any kind of like external therapies. This is all things that are self
Still too, like
imposed.
when you say external, do you like massaging or do you mean like the device?
I wasn't sure what methods you're implying it because they're working.
I'm doing internal. I'm like dumping anxiety stuff like before bed.
Okay.
I'm making sure I'm slowing down throughout the day. Like I didn't realize how anxious I was these last 5 years of my life. I honestly really truly think COVID changed my brain. I had COVID before we knew it was COVID, and things up here ain't been the same. And I think how I recover from things really changed. So I got COVID in grad school working full time, graduated looking for another job. I had 3 different jobs 1 year. And then when I settled down, moved twice, like it was just a lot. And I think that's what was happening up there. So my vagus nerve was probably, my parasympathetic nervous system wasn't functioning at all. And so I was like, hey, let me change that. And like how I used to run around my kitchen and do stuff, like it's hard for me to speed up if I feel like I'm getting anxious. Like it's like my body's forcing it where I would be hopping around like the kitchen triangle. So yeah, I try to do the massage, I do the cold showers, I gargle, humming. I used to be a dancer, so I think that's probably why I was more sane before all of this. So what do you think for your
I think it's brilliant that you're recovering. I mean, now that you bring that up, maybe I'm not losing it. That, you know, after and during COVID, that's why I cut myself in the kitchen so much because it would be so
yeah, are you
easy
dropping a
to
lot of
have
stuff,
something
Kate?
cooking.
I have
And I'm
something
dropping
in
the
your
knife on my
hands and
fingers. I mean,
it's gone.
yeah, that was the biggest reason that I think I just focus on those little nicks because that's what caused the family to literally like intervene. But other than that, it was so easy to have mixing this while that's on the stove and not burning anything, but
I'm gonna shock y'all. Like
that
it's
changed.
a difference, Kate. Like if you do one thing, just finish your shower cold. Like I turn in circles 4 seconds each side, and then I get out, and it's
See,
like a
and that
reset.
I'm crediting all that to just getting back to working out. You know, I take my
That's
full
it too.
showers. What I take my full showers cold, obviously after the workout. But now that you bring that up, maybe the temperature really is making more of a difference than just the workout. Because I'm
Multiple
still
things
not
can be
doing high
true.
intensity stuff, but I sweat just like thinking about lunges. So
Multiple things can be true. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure it's your workout too, because that's a stimulator as well, because you're learning how to manage your stress levels physically, right? So you're getting
and I'm kind of holding my breath, trying to not wake them. Doing it. Yeah. So
it's the
it's
body is so weird. I
working.
just think how we approach health is really bad, and we're just now realizing ANS versus all the other stuff we have. Because you guys heard of this insomnia, right?
Describe.
Let me write it out because I'm not even pronouncing it wrong.
Okay.
Finally, my turn again.
Sure. What can you contribute now?
I can't contribute anything to what you guys were talking about, but I can move forward. Yeah, felt like I
And
got
then we'll
the
come
girl
right back
chat.
to Courtney.
I got some information I need to pass to
Automnia, something?
guys.
I don't know.
I can teach the guys something that weren't here.
Yeah, let's get James included now.
We're gonna have to go through a chat, so I'm gonna move forward for that one. Uh, says, how do you actually live with epilepsy, not just survive? Hi everyone, I have juvenile myoclonic epilepsy. I've been struggling so much just living the day to day with it. No medication ever seems to work. I've always breakthroughs, and I can no longer hope to live a single day without experiencing at least an absence or myoclonic seizure. When I was younger, I would dream and think of all the amazing ways I could create something meaningful. Now, I have dropped out of university because I'm terrified of having a seizure. I feel guilt anytime I overhear my parents quietly talking about how they are stressed and have to rework their schedules and make sure someone is always at home with me. Anytime I try to make anytime I try to maybe do something I love, I will have a tonic-clonic seizure and I'm forced to refocus my attention on my health and recovery. I'm now scared of going outside my safe little box because I don't want to step out and have life slap me in the face with a big seizure. I'm stuck in the cycle of just surviving with epilepsy. I'm not sure how to get out of it. Could anyone else give me any words of advice? Because I don't know what to do right now.
Make note. That's another one of take down every single detail, what's relevant of before and after lifestyle choices, and just line up the facts best you can to notice some kind of trend.
How recently were
That's what
they
you're getting right.
diagnosed?
It doesn't say how recent the person was diagnosed, but they look like they're just down and out. She feels like she's just living, and yeah.
It's just, I would say it takes patience.
Say that again.
It's a patient thing because I'm not gonna lie, I struggle with this some days. Like you're really learning your body in a whole different way.
How long you been diagnosed?
I was diagnosed February 2023, but I went a full year without seizures. So 2024 is when I started learning stuff. Fun.
You're fairly new to this too.
Mm-hmm.
Jocelyn, you got anything? Somebody needs help. Somebody needs your advice.
I know it's so hard for me because I'm new to this too, and I have a much milder form than this person, you know? I can't imagine having a seizure every single day. I can't. That's really hard. I mean, I've noticed a pattern with my tonic-clonic seizures. And my pattern is that it's like I have a very strong emotional or stress, something stressful is going on in my life, and it's like a couple days later, I'll have a tonic-clonic seizure. So that's my pattern. And that's my pattern with the tonic-clonics. I haven't noted, well, and then with the focal aware seizures, those were those were like twice, 2 or 3 times a week. And that was during a very stressful time in my life. I didn't notice a pattern. It was just extreme stress. The the little aura I had the other day, like I said, I was very, very tired. I stayed up very late having fun and I had alcohol. So those are the no-nos for epileptics. So I think it's try to notice patterns. But I have a much milder form than what this poor person is going through.
But at least you picked up on the pattern.
Right.
Exactly. I
Having
picked
an
up on the
answer
pattern.
is so rewarding. It's beneficial because then you feel like you can start making progress.
Well, exactly. And I'm very fortunate that my medicine is working. Very fortunate. It's stopping both kinds. Well, knock on wood. We don't know if it's going to stop the tonic-clonics. It has stopped the focal aware seizures.
There you go.
What medicine,
Now James is
doctor?
oh, go ahead.
I was just asking what medicine.
I am on topiramate. I had a breakthrough seizure when I was on 50 milligrams, so we've doubled it to 100 milligrams. And I'm trying very hard to not have very, very strong emotions and stress because that is my trigger. The
Same, same,
first,
same.
yeah, it's like the first trigger was it doesn't even matter what they are. It's like super strong emotions, sadness, stress, like sadness and stress. I mean, those can be, and very, very, very strong, strong feelings of those. And it's interesting because the pattern is it's not during those. It's after those feelings are gone and the thing is resolved, then I have the seizure.
Are you a very empathetic person?
I'm extremely empathetic,
Yeah.
like extremely. I feel like when I would go to therapy, I would like feel other people's feelings, and I've had to figure out. I'm still trying to figure out. I'm now at the point where I stop myself and I don't go so far as like doing things to like I don't give people money, but
Mhm.
I would like stop myself from like feel. I have to stop myself from like being too empathetic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I solved that issue. I know this sounds weird, and I'm sorry for jumping in, but I solved that issue.
Good for you.
My parents, because I like I see people, and you know how hot it is, and it's like, toaster, you have no money to get,
Yeah.
and so we got bottles of water because in this heat, a bottle of water is actually more important than change that. No, sorry, um, I know I'd spend on cigarettes if I was in their shoes because momentary. It's weird. Nicotine's a bad drug.
I would say don't judge yourself so harshly because caring people are needed. Like, unfortunately, I think the side we are on is because the lack of it, like majorly, right?
Yeah.
So, like, my seizure, like, remember I said I was like seizure free that first year? The thing that triggered my seizure was my aunt, and if this gets recorded, I hope it is heard, slapped my cousin, and she's an autistic teen, and no one in my family did anything. And I just straight up had to, since I couldn't punch her, that's like stress on me, right? I was getting stressed either way because I couldn't drive yet because again, epilepsy. So I just reported her to CPS and I felt guilty about that too. She was a 16-year-old autistic teenager and my cousin called me upset. And it's another thing, they lean on you too when you're overly empathetic, yeah? When they know how you are and who you are, they run to you. So it's really hard. I have people like sitting me down saying, Courtney, you can't take care of everyone and you're not even taking care of yourself. So yeah, you don't hear someone who hears you. Please know I am listening to y'all. Please know.
That's
Absolutely.
why everyone deserves that one person in their life that they trust no matter fucking what. Sorry, I'm throwing Jeff under the rug. I know for Jeff, it's his Lizzie. I know for me, it's my mom. I love my son, but for me, it's my mom who is standing there with us and looking out for us. My dad looks out for me too, but not in the same way my mom does.
Yeah,
My
whatever
mom
happened to
is,
that do unto others thing?
oh,
How many
I guess,
people are sitting there saying like, don't give up your money to anybody ever. Don't,
oh, no,
help
no, not
somebody get a
ever.
couple.
My parents,
Oh, okay.
my parents give to the Heifer Foundation. Um, they give to Carolina Poodle Rescue, Charlotte Humane Society. No, mitzvahs are important. When Jeffy grows out of clothes, it is still important that we gather up his clothes and give it to Goodwill or Salvation Army.
So keep the donations to tax deductible.
Oh, I didn't. We don't ever ask for a
I mean,
receipt.
between
That's just.
Carolinas and whatever.
Oh yeah. Well, no, the Carolinas, yeah, that you can, but we don't. They ask if you want a receipt, and sometimes they're just so busy that you just drop it into the back of the store for them.
Right, right.
And it's just you go. Mitzvahs are, it means kindness or generosity. It's a weird, it's an amalgamation of words. Good, to do good, blessing. That's another good word. It's an amalgamation of things, but it's a word that I grew up with, if that made any sense. So it's what I cling to.
There you go.
Words. I forgot what we were talking about, and I'm so sorry.
It's all
You
right.
carried it to a higher place.
So got something that says, sometimes I wonder who would be without all. Sometimes I wonder who I would be without all of the meds I've taken, since most of the medications I've taken are also mood altering drugs and mood stabilizers themselves. I have taken many different medications since age 6. I'm a 30-year-old woman. I wonder who I would be if I had never taken all these medications at all. Would I be more stable? Would I be different at all? I think ladies can handle this better. Well, it's actually only ladies here, so I mean.
Okay, so what stood out to everybody else about that one most?
She said, would I be more stable and would I be different at all? Those were the questions in there.
Okay.
If she didn't take the meds, that was the question?
Yes. I wonder who I would be without all the meds I've taken.
Well said, Courtney. No human is stable. So you'll never be 100%.
I think that's
But
fair for them to judge themselves, right? Because let's say if she didn't have epilepsy, that could be something else. And what if her epilepsy actually helped her prevent something worse? Like, we live in this world like where we either worst for like quotation things that happen to ourselves and we're limited on our thinking. That's just my perspective. I get caught up like that too, and I kind of have to remind myself. Sorry if I answer too fast, but that's my brain at work. I may have wrote that.
come on, that's our memory now. If we don't get it out right away, then I'm texting things all the time just to not forget them.
I also like it's an individual answer, but I tried to go off of antidepressants many times, and I finally went back on them and decided that I'm never going to go off them again. And I accepted that my brain just needs antidepressants for whatever reason. My brain just needs them, and I just decided that I'm never gonna. I had a very bad bout of depression one year, and I just realized that I need to take antidepressants just like some people need to take diabetes medicine or blood pressure medicine or something. And I'm very good now. I don't have bouts of depression. And so I don't know, this person like, yeah, it's good. It's great. And so I think maybe this person just needs to figure out for themselves. Like, I think it's an individual decision, right? Like, figure out what the side effects are and how they deal with the side effects, and figure out what are the side effects of not taking their anti-seizure medicine. Like, are they going to get, like, I think, can't we get brain damage from having too many seizures? Is
Yes.
that, I don't know, but I think we can.
Yes.
And can't we, like, so that's not good at all. I think the purpose of anti-seizure medicine is to stop us from having seizures because they can be dangerous. And so this person probably needs to really think hard about their individual circumstances and decide what's worse, what's worse for them, what's their lifestyle going to be like with or without the medicine, and think about what they want to do. I don't think we can answer that for them, but for me, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if anything, all we can do is share our own experiences on finding that balance and what seems like a rational risk versus reward. What do you think, Twisted? Did you ever have to kind of face that battle?
I'm a stroke survivor. Um,
Enough
and
said. I mean, not literally, let's hear.
when I had the tumor out, I had a stroke. Hemorrhagic stroke.
That's the bleeding one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I almost died. But what was the question again?
Now I'm kind of enraptured in your victory, so I want to hear your success. Yeah, no, for real, I don't remember. But okay, it was something about a balance. You know, a lot of us seem to kind of be faced with those like 3 meds, long-term organ damage, 100%, or next 6 months, maybe 5 less seizures. What do you think? Have you ever had to face that kind of situation?
With the lamotrigine, I got really bad skin burn, sunburn.
Oh,
And with the Depakote, I got skin rash and weight gain. And with the, I don't know, Oxcar,
Clozapine.
these, well, I don't know how to even.
We never do. Just go with the phonetic and we'll leave it at that.
So far, with the 2 that I'm taking, the 3 that I'm taking, I developed um kidney stones,
Oh, okay.
but I got the medicine that uh takes care of them.
So
But
did
yeah,
you get that like kind of vicious cycle vibe where it's just something's wrong, take this one, something's wrong, take another one?
yes.
Okay. That's a well-known feeling. Lufa, haven't you expanded on that before too? This feeling like their solution for everything is just another pharmaceutical.
I mean, that's how my entire life has been, yeah. I've been on like over 50 different 40. I don't know. a high amount of medications. But now we're on to a new set with the AEDs. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely rough to come to terms with. This one here is somebody saying they're questioning common causes of a breakthrough. My brother, 24, is autistic nonverbal, and this upcoming Monday will be 5 months tonic-clonic seizure free since he started on Keppra 500 milligrams twice a day after a traumatic trip to the ER in March. However, we have no way of knowing if he's having other types, unfortunately. I live in fear every day that one day will break his streak and I'll be sent through another depressive and anxious spiral like I was in March. I constantly see stories and posts of breakthroughs happening after months and even years of being seizure free. Is there almost always a cause? We try to be super diligent of giving him his meds, constantly making sure he's hydrated, not overheating, working on his weight, and he's never really been stressed a day in his life, thankfully, since he's cognitively about 3 years old. His sleep has always been messed up, so that is our biggest concern as far as breakthroughs. But do they sometimes just happen regardless of triggers or reasons? Should we not get comfortable with the fact that perhaps this medicine or dose works for him? I want to be prepared because I feel as if I'm losing my mind sometimes with worry. All right, what do you guys take on this one? This is clearly the sister speaking about just how to prevent breakthroughs of her, uh, cognitively 3-year-old, but in reality, 24-year-old autistic nonverbal brother.
We're all kind of worried about that, aren't we? Like all the time.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There's nothing you can do other than manage your triggers unless I'm missing something.
It feels like a little bit of a borderline rant because she's complaining how, with her brother's mental state, I guess it's probably a lot more complicated than just questioning him about what the triggers are.
Yeah.
So I can see how that's stressful, but I don't know. I still got the vibe that she really needed to rant. She just needed to get that out because she's not actually getting anywhere by stressing. I mean, it's a hard reality, but you really do just have to manage.
Yeah. I think that's hard for some people to understand or accept.
Nothing is set in stone long term if you do all these things right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So James now is speaking about this one, saying that 500 milligrams of Keppra sounds like an extremely low dose. 3,000 is what he's on each night, still having seizures. I think I was on, or I heard that 6,000 was the max dose.
Wow.
Yeah, and then there's that pesky drug resistant thing.
And it's depending on your weight, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's all taken into account. They give you that first little mini dose to make sure you don't have an allergic reaction, then take more and more.
Hey,
This one here said, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I said, you got it?
Yeah, this one is talking about now being charged for a felony. In February, I totaled my car. Username Buttermilk Waffle. So yeah, I don't know if they're male or female. I totaled my car during an epileptic seizure in Ohio. No other cars were involved, and I was not injured. During the postictal state of my seizure, however, I assaulted a female police officer, kicked her in the stomach while being restrained by another cop, if I remember correctly, by her telling me after the fact. They assumed I was drunk, took me to jail. Mom got an alert from my Apple Watch about the accident, went to the scene, but was told to leave because I was drunk. I had been leaving an AA meeting, but was feeling a little off, so a friend was expecting a text. When he didn't hear from me, he found my address and went and talked to my mom, verifying to her that I was indeed not drunk. They went to the station together, and eventually I was taken to the hospital, given a blood test with no alcohol in the system, and released. My mom later went to pick up my car from the police station and was told I did not have any charges. The police officer seems to think that there must have been a miscommunication in paperwork leading to my arrest, causing a great deal of stress. I'm truly feeling my disability has been overlooked and do not understand why I'm being charged, let alone arrested in such a dramatic way. Any advice is appreciated. Well, after getting a lawyer, definitely get all your medical records to the right counsel.
Yeah, that's something you got to look into. Personally, I'm a Black man, and that's something you don't play with when you got a warrant out there. You need to know what's going on, because you could be doing anything. I could be out with my kids. I could be having a seizure and they not know. And I got a warrant, so they're taking me to jail. They might think, oh, he's seizing to play games or whatever the case. Yeah. You got to take care of that. You got to make sure that shit is 100%.
That's why I carry a doctor's note with me at all times.
That brings a whole new meaning to when I hear somebody say I'm carrying.
Okay.
That's what I just heard. When you started saying that, I heard I'm carrying.
You said you keep it on you at all times. I can keep a note. I can keep this bracelet. Come take me down to the station and we'll talk about it down there. That's how things go. I'm sure it's a Black thing, because every time they see me, it's, I need to put you in cuffs for my safety. So yeah.
And then ask whoever you're with, are they okay?
Yep, that's how they do. They just tell me they need to put me in cuffs, because
No, I actually have it on. Oh, wait a minute. Here's my.
yeah, I know what it is. I see it. Yeah, I got mine too. Mine is in my wallet. I got a bracelet on.
No, but here is my letter, all wet and stuff. And it reads, to whomever it may concern, this patient is under my care. It should be known that she is under medication that it can alter her mental state and slow her verbal responses, making her appear altered. In addition, she is cleared to go into pharmacal blah blah blah.
I have never, well, okay, I have rarely heard such a politely fuck you do your job letter.
And you think a cop will listen to that?
I mean, it's beautifully written.
Yeah, maybe to go in front of the right judge, but on the scene, that's not saying anything about don't put her in cuffs, don't do this, don't do this. It's saying that yes, you may appear altered, but it doesn't speak at all to your actions and the degree that this person sounds like in their postictal state. You can still get in a fight, and that's plenty enough probable cause right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that one can definitely go both ways.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate that you have that resource.
This is my bling, and it's really, really cool. My mom found it for me because I'm allergic to metal, because fuck, why not? Let's add that in. And not all metals, just some, but it's enough that it's like, okay, let's look for one that doesn't, and that's practically impossible. But one that doesn't touch my skin, that was possible. And it reads,
roll on
epilepsy, roll on side. Give recovery time. No ambulance needed. Contacts on back a tag. And then if they can get it off my wrist, all they do is slide this down. And I'm not going to show it all of it, but it has my mom's number, my dad's number. It says PTSD / panic attack. Fear of crowds / touch. Give space and wait.
For 5 minutes.
Oh, I don't go anywhere without my parents, so if they haven't found me within the 5 minutes that they're screaming, someone's having a seizure over the intercom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes, that happened at Marshall.
Oh,
yeah. It basically gives just the bare minimum. This is the emergency. This is what you need to do. Roll on side. Don't call the ambulance. And
okay.
So
that's a success story.
Yeah.
Nice.
I used to have 3 of them. I'm now down to 1. So we're going to be getting more soon.
They're expensive.
I know. But you know what? They're not as expensive as glasses. And we've broken 4 pair in 1 month. Go fam.
Oh.
Just between me and my son. He doesn't have epilepsy. He's just 8.
Oh. Okay. That's fair.
Okay.
There you go. Whatever works, basically.
I got something. It says, I literally just want to scream and cry right now. I'm a 21-year-old male here. I just had my second and a half one. I don't know whether it was a seizure. I just recovered right now from my second seizure. It is hard that I just don't have the energy to hold it anymore. I'm trying as much as possible to hold it, but I can't anymore. I was diagnosed with brain tumor, benign, thankfully, and was prescribed medicine. Even after taking medicine, I felt aura, but no seizure point. I am not sure if you guys feel, but I have felt I'm missing out on enjoyment, which everybody has in my age. Late nights should stay awake. Parties means flashing lights, and so that's a no-go. I feel like this handicap is just very emotional to me, for me to handle. Why can't I enjoy these just like the rest of my peers? What do you guys do? What do? I enjoy being in the house, so it's kind of different. This person enjoys being in front of lights and stuff like that.
You know how it went last time.
Yeah. What do you guys do when this person basically is like, I want to get out, I want to do more, I feel like I'm stuck in the house. But not that I would say I enjoy being at peace, and I find my peace right here at my desk, editing videos. I like going out, but then too much time passes and I'm not editing, and then now I got to edit for days in a row because I got to keep up. Yeah.
But wanting to have something that you want to keep up with is amazing. Does that make any sense? Because if you for some reason don't put the podcast up tomorrow, we will still be like, okay. And then we will be twice as happy when it finally comes up. But it's not like deadline, your boss is going to fire you. We're not going to fire you. And it's freeing because of that, and it makes you want to do it.
Oh, I was gonna say, hey Brandon and hey Ann, the icebreaker for you guys. Icebreaker time. You guys ready? On your mark. The icebreaker is, what is your response when someone says, "So what?" when you're talking? I don't think I got Raven's response either, did I?
I guess
Or Sia?
it depends on the situation, I guess. I mean, like if I am just like talking nonsense and someone's like, so what? I can be like, okay, yeah, no, you're right. That was stupid. Yeah, I was rambling over nothing. But if I was actually having a serious like thought or trying to, express like a valid emotion about how I'm feeling or whatever, um, and I get told so what? Oh, you better believe I'm gonna get pissed.
Yeah, I understand. Sia? I'm more of a walk away. I'm just gonna walk away, and usually that gets the people more than saying anything. Uh, some people they just want a response, So I'm not confrontational much, so I just kind of walk away and go get in my head about it, and then do something that makes me happy.
I forgot what the question was.
The question is, what do you do when someone says, "So what?" when you're talking?
I mean, I'm kind of a defensive person. I'll usually argue back, like, because I tend to like think back on like the times when if this is somebody that I know and they're saying that to me, I'll think back on times when they were complaining or talking to me about something, and I listened intently and answered, and then for them to say that to me, I'll usually get upset. So I'll end up saying something like, what the hell?
Yeah. Hey, Kevin.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Hi, how's everyone doing?
Right. The icebreaker today was, what do you say when somebody responds when you're talking? So what?
Oh, sorry, what was that? I
You respond to someone when they say something when you're talking. The response is, so what? How do you respond?
uh, like, so what? Angrily or
Man, it could be sweet if you think it's sweet, or angry. However you want to take it. So what?
I'm not a good listener, so and I don't
Well,
engage in conversation, so I just kind of like I I just mirror people in conversation, so I go, yeah, that's what, and then it's like a cycle, and I go, what? What? And it's like a who's on first thing. And so I just kind of blow it off. And yeah.
I can see that. I can see that pissing someone off too. Your response. Um,
Yeah.
it
Well,
says,
Anne did
I'm here.
mention in the chat that she'd be done with the world. Oh, no, that's what Toaster said. Anne mentioned, okay, you're unmuted now. Go ahead, speak for yourself.
Yeah, I'm the one saying so what today. So the fuck what? I'm deleting my Reddit accounts. We had a really long conversation in chat about fucking trolls. And I'm watching you guys just kind of feed them. So it's been nice, guys. It's nice to meet everybody. So what?
I'm gonna move to says life before diagnosis. I've had epilepsy my entire
Wait,
life. Wasn't
did,
diagnosed until 21. I don't remember much of my life, but I knew something was wrong. I was limited compared to what I thought should be able to do. I'm behind in life for something that isn't my fault. I was on a stimulant based ADHD medication that caused constant focus my entire life. Once I started seizure medication, I lost my mind at how to face was actually numb my entire life. I could finally feel properly. I had been seizure, I had a bad seizure in December, and my college degree has been put on hold until I relearn everything. I'm glad I almost died in September due to a bad seizure. It let me live. For the first time ever, I just don't know how to handle what I've lost before the diagnosis. I've also learned that I have dislocated my entire life to cope. I've been dating my girlfriend for almost 4 years. I don't remember much of our relationship. I'm scared I'm unable to handle the relationship with my girlfriend. I don't have the emotional experience to handle what's going on in life. I started antidepressants and they make my mild seizures worse, but it stops moderate ones. I don't know what's going on in the past or the present. What should I expect? Oh, I left, huh? How long was I gone?
We heard everything you said.
Oh, perfect, perfect. I turned around and the screen was black.
Okay, no, you're good. So this one was.
So
What are they?
21-year-old and they're wondering what the future holds.
Okay, that's right. And we say time and time again, one day at a time, you never know. But you can do enough research to feel comfortable, feel safe. Know yourself, get to know your body better so you can listen to it.
Brandon, you look like the perfect person to answer this question.
I need a summary. I'm sorry. I was distracted over Annie sort of being like, I'm pretty sure she just gave us her final fuck you guys, I'm out.
Yeah.
But I was thrown off. Okay, give me a little summary.
21-year-old wondering how life is going to be after diagnosis.
Well, I mean, it depends on, their personality, their actual diagnosis, because it varies person to person for sure, how one handles and deals with what they are now subjected to every day for the rest of their life. It is not going away. So if someone has a little bit more like of a, I don't know, I don't want to say like resilient personality, and their diagnosis maybe is like not super severe, it's probably not going to affect them that much at all. You know what I mean? They'll be aware of it. They will, have it on their minds. But in terms of their day to day life, I'm sure they'll be able to keep working and stuff. But if they aren't as resilient, they may focus on it a little bit too much, focus on the negatives, which obviously there are a lot of negatives. But then if, for example, they do have, very severe epilepsy where now working is not possible for them, it's like that opens up a whole nother discussion. One that I'm not familiar with giving advice about because I still work. You know what I mean? I have, so I don't know if like I can attest to that at all. Yeah, for me, I'm just gonna say it depends on them and their personality and diagnosis, but see how different levels of epilepsy and different personalities could lead to different reactions depending on the person.
I've seen a comment from you, but I didn't know if you had something else to say.
No, about the troll guy that I wasn't here when that shit happened.
Oh, it's been very
Shit
like
happens.
it's
That's just
basically been
life.
like the
One more
last
thing.
week.
Roll on.
Yeah, we don't need
Yeah,
to.
just roll on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'll move to the next question. It says Keppra Rage, BPD/borderline, or both. I've gone through multiple neuropsych evaluations and never been diagnosed with anything other than ADHD, anxiety, and mild phases of situational depression. On Keppra, 1,000 milligrams XR, down from 1,500 milligrams XR previously. Zonogram, 300 milligrams, was actually at a peak of 3,000 milligrams before surgery. In the past year, I've lashed out at a few friends. I hardly hang out with people anymore because I'm afraid I'm going to lash out and try to control my emotions as much as possible. When I do get invited to hang out, maybe 1 to 2 times a month at this point, and I mentally pat myself on the back when I make it through the day without confrontations. This whole time, I had thought I was likely Kepler Rage, but I only just looked up this, and it seems to fit all the criteria for BPT too. Which is it, or both? Does anyone have any personal experiences with this or Kepra?
What's BPT?
Bipolar disorder?
Yeah, BPD, I could understand being bipolar disorder, but BPD.
BPD.
Personality disorder.
A rare condition of early childhood, benign paroxysmal torticollis. Yeah, good abbreviation. Is a rare condition of early childhood characterized by episodes of head tilt associated with vomiting, irritability, and a few other symptoms.
Borderline personality disorder.
No,
That one makes
that's
more
not.
sense. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they're not talking about bipolar disorder. They're
No,
talking about something else.
borderline personality disorder.
Yeah.
BPD.
BPT?
BPD.
BPD.
There's bipolar disorder, there's bipolar 1 and bipolar 2, and then there's borderline personality disorder. And then BPT, I've never heard of that shit before. So either they did a spelling error or there's been
Okay, yeah, that's my confusion. I'm like, I just want to know
there's just a spelling error.
what the letters that they used were and
Yeah,
how
when
they.
I
Okay,
write
it's the personality disorder.
when I
Okay.
write anything about my bipolar or BPD, I use bipolar 1 to describe bipolar, because if you just use BPD, it can get mixed up as either bipolar or borderline personality disorder. Borderline personality disorder is easier just to say BPD, and then if you have bipolar, just say bipolar 1 or bipolar 2.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, for some reason I thought that they were talking about something called BPT, and I was like, what? What the heck is that?
All right.
No, that's not a thing. People keep making shit up nowadays, and I just can't. People are making shit up, and I stand by that, but I digress.
You keep me laughing.
Well, so if they have bipolar, it's like they clearly already have some chemical imbalances going on in the brain. Nothing against them, but that would explain, their heads working right through stuff.
Yeah.
There's so many mental illnesses that can be mixed up between the like the symptoms presenting though. So my best advice is to go see a professional that can diagnose you, and if you don't like the diagnosis, get a second opinion. That's always okay to do too. You can also take a test if you want to, that will show you everything that you have. That one makes you really start to doubt yourself, kind of in a funny way, but it's okay. It will tell you what your main diagnoses are, though, diagnoses are and whatnot. So,
one of the comments here says, I took Keppra, and as my mom said, I became a zombie. I took 3,000 milligrams. I had cognitive impairments and mental health issues. I don't want to talk to anyone unless I was sleeping.
Please take your medication as prescribed or whatever works for you. We're not doctors.